Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making my predictions for the upcoming Rugby World Cup. So yeah, without messing about, let's get straight into it. So Pool A consists of Ireland, Scotland, Japan, Samoa, and Russia. I think it will finish in that order. I think Ireland are a top side. They've done really well in the last World Cup cycle. They've been number one at times, deservedly. They've beaten New Zealand a few times. They won the Grand Slam. And yeah, they've looked very good. I think they have potential to go deep into the competition this year. Second place, Scotland, another side that's done really well since the last World Cup. They've beaten I'm pretty sure, apart from New Zealand, they've beaten every major team they've played. So good on them. Yeah, I think Ireland are going to be a little bit too strong. I think tactically Ireland are also very well coached under Joe Schmidt, and I think tactically, if they can get that Johnny Sexton and Conor Murray axis going well, then I think they have potential to top the group and do really well. And then yeah, Japan, the host nation, obviously, who, as I'm recording this, beat Russia 30-10, I believe. I think Japan could potentially actually make it to the quarters if they play well against Scotland, but we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, I'm predicting them to come third in the group. And then Samoa, I'm predicting them to beat Russia. However, Russia could surprise us all, as Samoa haven't looked the best. So yeah, that's how I think Pool A is going to go. Pool B, arguably one of the most exciting pools: New Zealand, South Africa, Italy, Namibia, and Canada. I actually think South Africa are going to top this pool. The teams have been released for the two squads, New Zealand and South Africa, and I think South Africa have got the stronger squad. I think, although Hansen is a fantastic coach, don't get me wrong, I think Moanga at 10 and Barrett at fullback is not the right decision. Of course, he knows a lot more than I do, but I personally believe putting the best fly half in the world at fullback is a mistake, especially when you have Ben Smith on the bench. Ben Smith is a crucial player to New Zealand's counter attack and to them neutralising any high ball threat. I think Barrett is slightly inexperienced at fullback and he's just a bit wasted there. As much as Moanga is a class player and he's done so well for the Crusaders in the last few years, I do think personally Barrett should start at 10 and Ben Smith should be at fullback, but I could be completely wrong. New Zealand could beat South Africa, but however, I've predicted South Africa to beat them and top this pool. Italy, I predicted to come in third. Italy, as much as I hate to see them struggle in the Six Nations, I think they'll see off Canada and Namibia. Canada are a team that is always improving, which is good to see. I'm a lover of rugby and a lover of the game, and it's great to see a team improving like they have. But yeah, that's how I think Pool B goes. Pool C, arguably the pool of death and the most interesting pool, which consists of England, France, Argentina, USA, and Tonga. I think people may call me biased, but I think England are going to top this pool. I think they've got a really strong squad. They've come leaps and bounds since 2015, and I think they're going to top the pool. France coming second. They could beat England. It depends. I know England have a 4-day turnaround, I believe, when they either play Argentina and then have France 4 days later, or the other way around. But I do think England will be too strong to see off France and Argentina. However, France on the day, as we know, can beat anyone. That French flair, if they can get that going, if they can get their key players playing well, then I could be wrong. They could beat us. But yeah, I think England will top it. I think France will come second, and I think Argentina will just miss out on that quarterfinal spot, coming third. A team that has looked really good since the last World Cup, even though they did really well in 2015. They've looked really good, including nearly beating New Zealand in the latest Rugby Championship. They beat Australia, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I'm pretty sure within the last 4 years they've beaten South Africa as well. So unfortunately for them, I think they're just going to miss out on the quarterfinals this time around. But yeah, and then I think USA will come fourth. I think they'll just edge Tonga, who, although a very physical side, I think USA have also looked good since the last World Cup. They beat Scotland, I believe, last year. So good on them. Great to see another developing rugby nation doing well. And yeah, hopefully they can play some exciting rugby, because they've certainly got the quality to do that. Then finally into Pool D. This is another really, really interesting pool. Wales, Australia, Fiji, Georgia, and Uruguay. I think they'll finish in that order. I think, as much as I hate to say it as an Englishman, Wales have been superb the last 12 months. They've since the last World Cup, they've really come. They've come very far. Certainly under Warren Gatland, they've looked really good. Their forward pack is phenomenal. They've got some absolute monsters. They've captained by the very, very, very impressive Alan Wynne-Jones. I think it's now on 127 caps or something incredible. But yeah, I think Wales tactically and physically will have the edge over Australia. Australia, although they always turn up with the World Cup, I could be proven wrong. They could beat Wales, but I think Wales are going to be too strong for Australia. I think Australia, they've been very inconsistent since the last World Cup. They've shown patches of brilliance, but overall, I think Wales have come into the World Cup at the right time, and I think they're just going to edge them. I think Fiji will come third. It's going to be close between Fiji and Georgia. I think that'll be a great game. Fiji with obviously their fantastic brand of rugby against Georgia's brute physicality. So yeah, that game will be interesting. Be interesting to see if Fiji, like I predict, can just get the edge over Georgia, and I think Uruguay, bless them, will come fifth. A team that never traditionally do that well at the World Cup, but you can't write them off. They could even surprise us by beating Georgia. We'll have to wait and see. They've got a phenomenal winger, I forget his name, but if they can get their key players involved, you never know. They could get their first ever win at a Rugby World Cup. So that is how I'm predicting things to go in the group stages, which means the quarterfinals will be England against Australia, South Africa against Scotland, Wales versus France, and Ireland versus New Zealand. Already that sounds incredible. I cannot wait until the latter stages of the competition. So England against Australia, I think England will beat Australia. They've beaten them 3-0 in 2016. They've beaten them, I believe, every time they've played them since then. At Twickenham, I know they have. So yeah, I think England are going to be too strong for Australia. Their pack, England have got a really good pack this World Cup. And I think they'll be too strong for a good Australia side, but I think England will just have the edge. South Africa against Scotland, this will be another cracker of a game. Scotland, if they turn up, could cause an upset, but I believe South Africa will win this game. I think South Africa have got a phenomenal squad. I'll talk about their players in another video, but for now I'm just focusing on the results. I think South Africa will just have the edge over Scotland. So yeah, I think they'll progress. Then Wales versus France. This could be a really, really good game. Two very good squads. If it comes to Wales against France, I'm predicted Wales to just edge their way through. I think as much as France have got that flair and they've got those X Factor players, I think Wales's forward pack and their 9-10 combination is slightly stronger, so I'm predicting them to beat France if they meet in the quarter-final. And the final quarter-final, Ireland versus New Zealand, another cracker of a game. I think this could be the quarter-final this could be the best quarter-final out of all of them, I think, if it came down to it. I'm tipping New Zealand to win, as much as everyone would love to see them go out because they're so damn good. I think Ireland will have the edge. I think New Zealand will have the edge over Ireland. I just think their back row is so strong. At 9 and 10, they've got arguably the best 9 and 10 in the world. Although they've picked Barrett fullback, but anyway, I think Ireland will narrowly lose to a very, very strong New Zealand side. Unfortunately for Ireland, yes, I know I predicted them to go in the quarterfinals. A lot of people will disagree and say they could go a lot further, but that's what I've predicted. Onto the semi-finals, where it starts to get very exciting. England against South Africa and Wales versus New Zealand. These, if they were to happen, would be two crackers of two incredible games. I think England versus South Africa will be a real interesting game. I think they've both got phenomenal forward backs, good half backs, good overall, very good back lines as well. People might say I'm biased, but I predicted England to edge this one. I think I think physically England just have the edge, and they have a well-rounded back row, which I think will do very, very well. Exciting to see two of this year's hottest prospects, Underhill and Curry, starting this weekend to play against Tonga. So it'll be interesting to see if Eddie Jones sticks with that combination. I think it is a good idea to have two breakdown specialists, especially when England have kind of lacked that over the last few years. So it's good to see those two playing. But yeah, I think England are just going to have the edge over South Africa if they meet in the semis. And then Wales against New Zealand, this will be another cracker of a game if it does happen. I think this one could go either way, it really could. Wales, if they turn up, could beat the mighty New Zealand, but I've predicted New Zealand to win this one. I think New Zealand in the last 20 minutes is just going to have a bit too much for Wales. Although Wales have a fantastic squad, I do believe if you analyse both of the squads, New Zealand's bench is definitely stronger, and New Zealand know how to turn it on in the last 20 minutes, and I think that's when their star players will start to shine. So yeah, I've predicted New Zealand to just edge Wales, which means that Wales versus South Africa will be the third place playoff. This will be a cracker of a game. A lot of people say this is dead rubber, but I still think it's an important game. So yeah, I've predicted South Africa to just edge the mighty Wales. I think South Africa are just going to have a bit too much firepower, especially in the forward pack. I could be wrong. Wales could win, but if it comes to it, I think South Africa will just edge Wales in the third place playoff. And then on to the final, the juicy final, which I'm predicting to be England against New Zealand. A lot of people could say I'm biased, but I personally believe England could make it all the way to the final this year. Unfortunately, I do think New Zealand are going to win a third straight World Cup, guys. I think their squad is just absolutely phenomenal in every single position. They've got at least one world-class player, often two or three. And I say unfortunately because it's not fun to see them win a third time again, but I do think their squad is too strong and will overpower a good England squad. England have got their best squad, I think, since 2003. I think they'll make it all the way to the final, but I think they will be beaten by the mighty All Blacks in an absolute cracker of a final. So yeah, guys, that's been my prediction for the Rugby World Cup 2019. If you've got any videos you want me to do regarding the teams, let me know. I'm going to be releasing as many videos as I can over the course of the World Cup. I'm really excited and I've got a lot to talk about. Going to be doing some analysis of the games, analysis of individual players, and yeah, I'm going to be pumping up some content. So yeah, I'm really excited to get started with this YouTube thing, and if you guys could leave a like if you enjoyed, I'd really appreciate it. Leave a comment, and yeah, subscribe if you want to see more rugby content on the way. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm off.